Johnny Wrestling. He had not had enough, and he would follow up with the completely injured Tommaso Ciampa.
The rage boiling over and Johnny Gargano to this.
And shot after shot after shot. How many can one person take?
Ciampa had no way to defend himself. Completely unprotected.
Gargano escapes locked in. As his head held high in victory.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. What the fuck did I just watch?
Something changed, something snapped in Johnny Gargano tonight.
Maybe one has to wonder if a win would satisfy either of these two superstars, because tonight Tommaso Ciampa came to Chicago with a goal in mind. It was to win the war and end the fairy tale of Johnny and Gargano.
Oh my God. Triple H gotta stop this madness. He's got to stop this. I mean, there is no reason why a developmental show should be outperforming the main show like this. I mean, maybe I should start watching NXT during the week. I don't even watch NXT during the week, but maybe I should, man. These storylines, these matches, I mean, they are just awesome on NXT. All right, I'm in a different background, as you can see, but Takeover Chicago. I mean, it was the shit. I mean, 5 title matches. It's gonna be 5 matches, 3 title matches, and the 2 non-title matches just obliterated. They just stole the show. But I'm gonna go in order. The NXT Tag Team Championship match between the Undisputed Era and I forget the two dudes' names. I think one of them's Oni Larson, or whatever his name is. That dude is cold. That was a hell of a match. I didn't know the other 2 dudes before coming into this match. I heard they were pretty good. I mean, that was just an awesome match. I mean, that was like that was just a match full of like vicious strikes, like vicious kicks, knee strikes, slaps, punches, headbutts. You know, it was just vicious strikes throughout that whole entire match, man. Big ups to all 4 of those guys. But the Undisputed Era retained. Like I said, just a great match. Stars wise, I give it like 4 out of 5 stars. And then it was a Velveteen Dream versus Ricochet. I mean, Velveteen Dream coming out with the Hulk Hogan attire. I forgot about that Tough Enough when Hogan was hard on Patrick. That's his name. When he was back on Tough Enough, I don't know. Yeah, that was a shot at Hogan with the Dream still over. Attire. Of course, when that was the attire when Hogan came back to WWE. Had that great run in the 2000s, where became undisputed champion again and stuff. Hulk still rules or something like that. But yeah, Ricochet had a nice attire. That match, I already knew it was like a 5 or 6 star match. That match was everything that I expected. The high flying moves from Ricochet and Velveteen Dream. Velveteen Dream was doing his best to try to outmaneuver Ricochet, from a high flyer standpoint, going over the top rope onto the floor. Just sick moves, and I'm trying to think of those other spots. But those that one spot with the suplex onto the floor, like, oh my God, that was crazy. I thought Ricochet was like legitimately hurt, and then Ricochet had the spot where he oh man, probably one of the most impressive looking shooting star presses that I've ever seen, and obviously he didn't land it. Dream got his knees up, and then Ricochet did the Dream elbow, even hit the poles too before he took off, and oh man, he even hit the Death Valley driver. Dream hit 2 of them, one from the top rope. I thought it might have been over there, and then he hit it again on the ground. Just so many near falls in that match, and then both of those guys using their top moves against him, and then Dream with Ricochet all the way across the ring. Dream just flies like Superman. It was almost like that move Xavier Woods does, where he just flies across the ring. He didn't hit Ricochet, and then Dream falls down on his wrist. Then Ricochet hits I think what they call it, 630, and picks up the win. Like I said, 5 out of 5, 6 out of 6. If that match is not at least 5 stars, then something's wrong with Dave Meltzer and these dudes that judge wrestling. I didn't see too much of the Shayna Baszler Nikki Cross match for the women's title. I seen the end where crazy Baszler had the chokehold on, and then Nikki Cross didn't tap, but she actually smiled as she faded away, as she faded, passed out. It's crazy, but Baszler retains. I didn't really expect too much out of that match. I don't know. I don't know. The women's division had just fell. Baszler, I think she's cool. I remember the matches with Ember Moon. She was pretty good in those. So she's the dominant monster heel now. So I guess depending on when Candice LeRae gets back, I guess she'll go after the title. That one chick that she stomped the shoulder up, she messed up her shoulder. She's coming on strong. My girl Bianca, see what she does as far as the women's division. NXT title match between Aleister Black and Lars Sullivan was a pretty good match, man. It really was. The whole build-up was about Lars Sullivan catching the Black mass as Aleister was coming around. Pretty good spots in those matches. It's pretty good spots in the match. Sullivan, really good showing by him in the title match. Remember, he had a big time showing in the ladder match for the North American title at the last Takeover New Orleans. They really made Lars Sullivan look really strong. He took Black Mass and he got up, and then he man, it was crazy. And then like at the end of the match, he takes one and then he gets back up to his knees, and then Black finishes him off with another black mask. I mean, that really makes it look strong when the guy has to use two finishing moves on you, but Black retains. I don't really see him losing it for a while. Probably not till next WrestleMania, honestly. And then what you saw in the beginning, my reaction to the end of the Tommaso Ciampa Johnny Gargano match. I really didn't think that there was a way that they could top the New Orleans match. I thought the New Orleans match was awesome. I mean, this one just exceeded the expectations again. I mean, I've only watched their Takeover matches. I've seen bits and pieces. I've seen bits and pieces of their feud on NXT TV. I don't watch NXT like that, but I gotta start, like, for real. This is crazy. Chicago style street fight. I'm just saying, the dudes, I mean, they really put on another show. Gargano with the neck injury, Ciampa with the knee. They really exposed those two parts in this match with the Ciampa just vicious, no regard for Johnny Gargano's life as he keeps going to the neck. Those knee shots of suplexes. They was chanting Suplex City at one point because Ciampa had suplexed Gargano about 3/4 times in a row, and then Gargano suplexed him. I mean, just amazing spots in this match. I mean, just like in New Orleans, man. Gargano came out with the half-broken crutch, symbolizing, again, the match in New Orleans. And then Ciampa comes out with the whole crutch, symbolizing the knee injury. I forgot. The Takeover Chicago was the scene where this had all started. Ciampa tore his ACL. I think it was in the NXT Tag Team Championship match against the Authors of Pain. And that was the night when Ciampa turned on Gargano he threw him into the LED board, and then he hit him with the vicious knee, and then he got on top of the announcer's table and drove Gargano through some tables on the bottom of the floor there. I forgot what you call that. I think it was like Irish Curse backbreaker. I know that's what they call it for Sheamus when he does it. I mean, but these dudes just killed each other, man. I mean, it's just, I ain't gonna say killed, but they definitely destroyed each other again, man. Like I said, the shots on the Gargano exposing the neck injury that Gargano had, and then Gargano again exposing the knee with those vicious shots with he had his fist going at his knee, and then he had chairs, and just a great storytelling. At the end of the match, what really got me, because it basically, it went back to that Chicago of last year when this whole thing started. Ciampa pulls Gargano up the ramp to the entrance, to where they make the entrance, and then he throws him into the LED board again, just like he did last year. Then he hits him with the knee, and then he goes up top. They didn't have the announce table up top, but they had a couple boxes and stuff. Then they had tables on the bottom. Ciampa threw Gargano up there. You thought Ciampa was going to do it again, but then Gargano reverses, and then he gets Ciampa, and he jumps off, and he hits the backbreaker on Ciampa, and he symbolizes the scene where Gargano was down, and then Ciampa was sitting on the table. This time it was Ciampa down and Gargano sitting on the top of the boxes looking. But before that, it was the big spot where Ciampa took off Gargano's wedding ring and spit on it and threw it As Ciampa was being wheeled off, Gargano's like, nah, that's not enough. So he took Ciampa while Ciampa was strapped onto the stretcher, back down to the ring. Got him into the ring, hit him with the Gargano escape, and he tapped twice. Mind you, this is a street fight where the ref follows them. I don't know where the ref went at this point, but he tapped once, he tapped twice. Gargano, he put the handcuffs on him. He tapped twice. He was tapping twice, but officials came from, well, not officials, but show officials came down and they grabbed Gargano out of the ring. Gargano fights all those guys off and tries to get back to Ciampa, but this time, but Ciampa was able to gather himself, and then Ciampa hits a DDT on the exposed part of the ring. Ciampa had pulled up the mat, he pulled up the padding. It was just that straight wood bottom, just the straight plywood bottom set, unforgiving plywood, and Ciampa just DDT'd him. Gargano right onto the plywood. Of course, they had the neck issue. He was trembling. That was kind of a scary look, to be honest with you. That was a scary thing, having seen Gargano left hand twitch like that. I mean, that happened early in the match where Ciampa threw Gargano into some steel steps with a chair around his neck. It's kind of scary seeing those sights, but I mean, they told a hell of a story, man. And like I said, another great match. I mean, the way those dudes killed, those dudes basically destroyed each other again. I guess it's retribution for Ciampa for everything he's been through. The loss at New Orleans, the retribution for all that starting over his knee. What was I was going to say? I mean, this feud just reminds me so much of the Shawn Michaels Triple H feud in the early 2000s when Shawn Michaels was coming back. What was that? SummerSlam 02 or 04. I think it was one of those. I think it was 02. Because they flashed back to that moment where Ciampa hits Gargano over in the back of the neck with the crutch. It just went back. It just kind of made you flash back to that moment in 02 where Triple H hit Shawn Michaels in the back of the neck with the sledgehammer, broke the sledgehammer over his back. I mean, the brutal matches those were. I mean, this is the modern day Triple H and Shawn Michaels, man. I mean, with what these two guys have done in these two matches, I mean, obviously the third is coming to take over Brooklyn, and I just want to know what other links are these dudes willing to go to? Like, seriously, how do you top that again? I mean, just amazing.